One man on an island, one drop in the sea. All it takes to set a wave in motion is a single word in action, a hope that we can be the change that we've been longing to see. For our home, our land, our family, it's all within our reach. See this island, every grain of sand, hear this anthem. It's the voices of our friends. Come whatever, on the road ahead. We did it before, and we'll do it again.
When the moments turn to hours and the day's last light is gone, look around us always and remember, there were times we were uncertain, but we just kept walking on. It's always darkest just before the dawn. See this island, every grain of sand, hear this anthem. It's the voices of our friends. Come whatever, on the road ahead. We did it before, and we'll do it again.
Our home, the home we share, where the garden always grows to earth and light. Though the road ahead is daunting, I know we're gonna be alright.
See this island, every grain of sand, hear this anthem. It's the voices of our friends. Come whatever, on the road ahead. We did it before, and we'll do it again.
See this island, every grain of sand, hear this anthem.
It's the voices of our friends.
Come whatever, on the road ahead.
We did it before, and we'll do it again.
Hi, a very good morning to everyone, and let's get started on our 60-minute class, which is a basic Pilates class. Not super basic, but basic enough for you to feel that sense of challenge, but at the same time have the ability to control the intensity. My name is Felicia. Thank you again for joining me. And of course, I hope you're enjoying your really long weekend leading up to our National Day. So we're going to step with our feet hip-width apart, which means that your feet is directly underneath your pelvic bones, which is that protruding bones right here, okay? Then starting to just allow your hands to just be by the side of your hips. Starting to sense the ground with all 3 foot centers. If you're not too sure what 3 foot centers is, 3 foot centers are, be sure to revisit the earlier videos, especially a few months back, because that's when I talk about the lingo in Pilates, okay? As you breathe in, the breath is in through your nose. The exhale is out through your mouth. Notice as you breathe in this time round, you want to bloat the belly. Then when you exhale, you fully contract the abdominals in towards your spine. Now, the next time you breathe in, try to see whether you can actually prevent that belly to bloat forward so the air moves your chest laterally. And as you exhale, Same thing, chest comes back in towards the midline. So we're trying not to have too much movement in the belly, but a little bit more through the chest and laterally. So that way you can start to sense how the side seam seems a little tighter. And that is actually our sensation that we try to actually get when it comes to using the core. Because it's hard to understand what it means when someone says, use the core. As you breathe in next, arms sweeping all the way up energetically. Then as you exhale, palms coming down, hands parallel to the ground. Soften your shoulders, so I don't want your shoulders to be cringing up. It should be melted down. Then slowly, slowly cactus your arms, elbows in line with the shoulders. Now pull your elbows back, lift your chin ever so slightly. Then as you exhale, elbows in, see whether you can bring your belly in towards the spine. Inhale again, chest forward, expanding through your heart, lifting the chin slightly. Exhale, rounding in. 2 more here. Keep breathing this way. Exhale. So from side profile, you're going to notice that I am not bending through my lower back. I am bending through my upper spine, which is also known as the thoracic spine. 1 more here. Inhale, open up through the upper spine, not the lower spine. If I'm doing the lower spine, I will look like this, okay? Then exhale, rounding in. As I breathe in, next sweep both arms all the way up. Then as you exhale, hands down by the side of your hips. Take a breath in through your nose. Then as you exhale, chin towards chest, soften your knees, Pilates roll down. So same concept, we're trying to peel that spine off an imaginary wall. You don't have to touch the ground. You're going to slowly rise up, stacking that lower spine onto the imaginary wall. Your shoulders, the back of your skull. Okay, so I don't want, from side profile, a bow forward like this, but rather it is a sequential peeling of your spine, of the imaginary wall. So you really need to feel one bone at a time, just moving forward and down. Soften the knees as much as you need to, but it's not a squat. Then slowly rise up. So there's no wrong breath in or out in Pilates. The only wrong breath is when you hold your breath. So if you're starting to hold your breath, I ask and invite you to keep that inhale and exhale really smooth. So this is a great way, very gentle as well, to warm the spine up. Slowly, slowly rising up again. 1 more time here, take an inhale, then as you exhale, belly in. Reason why I start on the exhale is because when I exhale, I find that it's much easier for me to engage the core to scoop the belly in into a rounded spine. Then I keep breathing all the way down. As I roll up very slowly, I'm still taking very consistent breaths. Okay? Now the next time you inhale, sweep both arms all the way up. This time, can we start to pull the biceps to frame the ear? So if your hands are in front of your face, I ask that you pull the bicep beside the ear, then hold on to opposite elbows. Stay here, starting to look forward. If your chin is pointing downwards, point your chin forward. I should be able to see both armpits and your neck if I'm standing right in front of you. Take a moment to appreciate how this actually feels like. Now starting to just face your chest to the right, come back towards the center, then towards your left. So you might be tempted to swing the entire hips as well. Try not to swing the hips. I'd like you to keep the hips and the knees super, super stable, pointing forward as you gently rotate your chest, right, left, right, left. So once more, if the hand is pushing your head forward, I want you to put in a bit more conscious effort to push the back of your skull against your forearm. So you're not looking downwards, you're looking forward. And that's it. Starting to notice that stretch. 1 more time, facing towards your left, face forward. Slowly release your arms down by the side of your hips. Take a big shoulder roll back. 1 more time here. Then we change direction, shoulder roll forward. Breathe. Now we're going to start to warm up the legs, right? I have a chair here with me only if you need it. Pull a chair towards you. If you don't need a chair, you don't have to use it. Now this is a high chair. So I want you to imagine this part of the chair represents the back of your normal chair that's on the ground, okay? Then slowly lift that left kneecap up, that right kneecap up. In front of the hip, because I'm your mirror image. Hand on your hip. So for those who are not using a chair for support, you can always have your hands both on the hips, all right? We're going to slowly rotate the knee pointing towards the right side, then come back in towards the middle, tapping the ground. So I'm doing like a very small rainbow of the kneecap. Same thing, I don't want the hips to move. It is so normal that when you do this, chances are you're trying to create the biggest range of motion, so much so that you're starting to face your hips to the side like this. So if you're starting to do this, please make smaller movements. So I might even go really tiny like this, like tiny baby rainbows, and that's okay, all right? Sometimes it's not about going to the furthest option or to make the movement so big to think that you might be getting the best out of that particular exercise. It's really about controlling the posture and to notice how the muscles that are not usually working, the smaller ones, start to really wake up. So we're trying to just focus on the deeper set muscles instead of the external superficial muscles. Breathe. Shoulders away from your ears, standing up nice, tall and proud. One more time. Knee towards the side. Come back in towards the middle. Step it down. We're going to change to the other leg. So you can always shift the chair over to the other side, but I find it a hassle. You might just want to turn around, okay, and just listen to my cue. I'll be shifting the chair because I want to face the camera instead of have my bum to you, okay? So when you're ready, pick that left knee in front of the hip, stand up nice and tall. You can support yourself on the chair or hands on your hips, same concept. You're going to rainbow your knee towards the side, tap down, come back towards the middle, tap forward. So these are a few things you might start to feel. That inner thigh, just feeling that stretch. You're creating a little bit more mobility through that joint where your femur, your thigh bone is connected to your body. Keep going. And it's actually quite a comfortable sensation, I would say. It's almost like a stretch in the morning where you feel that spaciousness in your body. Keep going. That's it. So every time you inhale, notice how this energizes your body, creating space. But through that spaciousness and through that energetic movement upwards, you're always on this foundation where you can actually sense the ground, either with your feet or if you're seated, then your bum. Okay? So there's always a two-way relationship, one sending down towards the ground, the other moving upwards. And that's where you can start to find the most stability. It's not the only way that we're going. We could also be going in left and right as you pull yourself apart. The more you pull, the more stable you can be as well. Okay? One more. Come back towards the middle. Step it down. Shake it out. Hopefully your legs are starting to feel a bit more heat. I'm going to put the chair away. Then when you're ready, let's come into a wide-legged squat. Now, squats are great to work the biggest muscle of your body, which is your legs. So heels in towards each other, toes pointing 45 degrees out or maybe a little bit closer, okay? Now, fingers reaching forward, knees bending a little bit more. Now, be mindful as you bend the knees, you want to press on the outer edge of your feet. So your inner thigh feels that stretch. Your knees are pointing towards your middle toe, not just your big toe. Inhale, arms all the way up. Then exhale, press palms down right in front of you. Inhale, sweep arms up. That's it. Exhale, press palms down. If you find that the arm movement is kind of messing your posture, then please just have your hands reaching in front. No need to move your arms as well. Okay? Friends who are starting to feel a little bit of a pain through the kneecaps because you do have degeneration through the kneecap or even an injury, then maybe it's not a good thing for you to do deep squats. Just take it very gentle. Or if you like to, you can always lean against an exercise ball and put it against the wall. So you're literally leaning against the ball and rolling down and up. So less pressure through the knees. So those are good options for you to take. In any case, if there are sharp pains in whatever you're doing, I ask that you stop what you're doing because it's not a good sign. But if it's dull, achy sensations, then keep going. Your body actually speaks to you very often. It's whether you listen to whatever your body is giving you in terms of feedback, okay? So I want you to be very mindful of the way that you're moving today. Alignment, breath, and of course that sense of just feeling grateful just to be able to move. One more here. Inhale, then exhale, hands down. Hold it here. Now you're going to wiggle your feet in, heel toe, thighs together. Then sweep your hands forward as you sink down. So side profile, I want you to allow yourself to look down and see your toes. If you cannot see your toes, and if your toes are blocking your view, then your knees are blocking your view, then you have to shift back onto your heels, bum back. Then in the process of doing so, some of you are going to arc the lower spine a little bit too much. So when you're pushing back, take note that I want you to hug the belly in and turn the tail under. Did you see that movement? I'll show you again. So if you're in this position with your tailbone sticking all the way back, please scoop your tailbone under so it points down towards the ground and hug the belly, ribs in towards the midline. Okay? Then stay here, rising up, arms up. Then exhale, same thing, pressing down. That's it. Inhale. Again, if arms are kind of distracting you, please use just only one, either your arms only or your legs to move. And of course, if you're watching this and you're seated on the couch, please get off the couch. Keep breathing. It's very likely some of you are doing that, you know. That's it. You got 3 more here. Exhale. Last 2. Breathing in, exhale, squeezing thighs together. 1 more time. Sitting nice and low, hold it here. Now from here, belly in even more, scoop your tail under. Breathe well. We're going to cactus your arms beside your shoulders. As you inhale, you can start to arc the spine, push the tailbone back. Then as you exhale, scoop the tailbone under, round the spine. You got 3 more here. Opening up through the chest. I know it's a little bit unstable because your feet are together, but that's why we are starting to work into the core and those muscles that actually help and enable you to balance yourself. 2 more here. Breathing, opening up through the heart. Exhale, rounding in, scooping belly in. 1 more breath in here. Then exhale, rounding in. The next time you inhale, sweep both arms up, stand all the way up. Then as you exhale, hands by the side of your hips. Okay, we're starting to work into the side of our thigh. So again, you might need your chair with you. So bring along your chair again. If you don't need the chair, it's perfectly fine that you have your hands on your hips. But anytime you're starting to lean too much towards the side, maybe travel towards a wall so you don't actually lean too much to the side. Okay, I'll show you what it feels like. So I want you to step with your feet hip width apart again. Shift your weight towards your right foot, hand onto the chair or not. Then taking your left leg, extend it out onto tiptoes. Now instead of being directly beside the right foot, can you take the leg backwards 1 step? Okay, so it's kind of diagonally back. Now you want to be lifted more than side bending. So if you're starting to do this, please lift yourself. Soften that standing knee, which is your right knee. Other hand on the hip. Now you're going to slowly lean your chest forward ever so slightly, lengthen the spine, then lifting the leg up diagonally, then bring it down. Now this is a very gentle way of moving into working the side of your thigh, a little bit through the glutes and the hamstring. So as I lift my leg up, it's not a huge movement. I'm squeezing that butt cheek in order to lift that foot away from gravity. That's it. I'm going to show you from side profile. You don't have to move around, okay? So from side profile, I'm leaning forward slightly, and I'm just starting to just lift that toe all the way towards the corner. That's it. So if you're starting to round the spine a lot, can we lengthen a little bit more? Keep going. Starting to notice how this feels like through that left butt cheek. I'm your mirror image, by the way, okay? Squeezing a little harder. Now, friends who want to work harder, we're going to go for top half. So up, halfway down. Don't tap the ground. For the rest of you, if you need that slight 1 second or half a second break onto the ground, you're more than welcome to touch the ground for that slight break. Starting to feel a little bit more tension through your right supporting leg. Breathing well. That's it. Squeezing left butt cheek as you lift that left leg away from the ground. Make sure that leg is straight. That's it. Nicely done. In 3. Good. 2 more here. Last one. Stay lifted. Hold it there. Lean your body forward even more so you can actually lift the back leg up slightly more as well. You're going to start to curl your heel into your bum. So side profile. I'm going to look like this. I'm going to curl my heel to my bum. I'm not going to drop the thigh down. So the thigh remains exactly where it is. There's a tendency that when you do this and you curl your heel to your bum, you might start to drop and point your knees down instead. Okay? We want to keep that knee pointing diagonally back. Then start to curl the heel in towards your bum. I'm pointing my toes, but if your foot is actually cramping up because you're pointing too much, you're welcome to relax the foot, let it just ease off slightly before you curl again. Okay, you got 3 more here. Are you starting to feel the burn actually in your right leg instead? You should be feeling more in the supporting leg. Last one here, curling, straighten, hold it there for 4, for 3, 2 more counts, slowly release, shake it out. Oh boy, this side really, really burns. So it's your right leg that's working much harder. I'm going to switch sides so you can actually turn around if you are very good with listening to my cues. If not, just move the chair to the other side of the mat. So I know I typically face this way and say it's the top of my mat. Today, this is going to be the top of my mat, okay? So my hand will be on that back of the chair. Standing through that right foot again. You're going to come into right tiptoes. Standing through the left foot, right tiptoes, okay? Then starting to walk that tiptoes backwards slightly. Lean the body forward. The thing is that if you're standing upright, you might be arcing your spine. So I want you to come into a relatively flat spine. Then lift that leg up and down. Again, it's not a huge lift. It's a very gentle lift. Squeezing that right bum to float that foot off the ground. That's it. Now, that left knee is soft, so it's slightly bent. Sense the ground with your 3 foot centers. Notice if you're putting more weight on the outer edge of your foot. Can we equalize all 3 points, really grounding in? That's it. Keep going. Then, for friends who want to make this slightly harder, more intense, this is your decision. It's never a challenge. You're going to go up halfway down. That's it. Keep reaching your right toes back as much as you can. So you're also creating space through that hip joint. Keep going. Breathe. Don't hold your breath. Nicely done. You got 5 here. Last 4. 3 more here. 2. 1 and hold, take it up. Now lean your body forward a little bit more, lifting that leg a little higher. Then curl your heel into your bum, straighten the leg. Notice that my thigh remains exactly where it is. Everything is quite stable. So this is absolute control of that thigh. And you're just simply curling that heel in towards your bum. Nicely done. We're going to try and go for a full range. So not just halfway, but heel as close as you can, squeezing into your bum. That's when you start to work the hamstrings. Can you start to feel that burn through that standing left foot, left leg? You got 3 more here. So close, don't give up, not just yet. 2 more here. And do it with a smile if you can. Last one, curl. Straighten, hold it there for 4, 3, 2, slowly let it go. Oh boy, that burn quite intense, right? Starting to just shake it out, release the tension. I'm going to place the chair further away from me. Now from here, we're slowly coming down to the ground, okay? So I'm going to step to the back of my mat. Take an inhale through the nose. Then as I exhale through the mouth, hands by the side of my hips. Take an inhale again, chin towards chest as I exhale. I'm going to slowly lower down. Now plant your palms down onto the mat. So bend the knees generously. Come forward into a plank position. So in a plank position, shoulders over the hips, all 10 fingers spread out wide. Now rooting to all 4 corners of your palms. Make sure the hips is not higher than the shoulders. The hips is generally in line with the shoulders. Take a moment here, breathe in through your nose. Then as you exhale, knees down, child's pose, push back. That's it. We won't stay here for too long. Take an inhale here again. Then as you exhale, come forward into tabletop. You may need to shift your palms backwards 1 step towards you, so your palms are directly underneath the shoulders. As you inhale, arc the spine. Pull your chest forward, tipping your tailbone up. Exhale, scoop belly in, round the spine. Chin closer towards the chest. That's it. Keep going like this. Breathe. So, I know your spine is quite warm already. So, for this particular segment on arcing and rounding the spine, can we start to ripple the spine instead? So, just moving 1 bone at a time, leading through the tailbone. So, scooping tailbone down, just allowing the next bone to just curl. Last to point down is the crown of your head. Same thing. As I tip my tailbone up, 1 bone at a time, moves with it. Then the last to come up is actually the crown of the head. Let's go for 2 more here. So allowing that sequential movement that we've been doing, even at the beginning of the class with the roll downs. Great work. Now the next time you exhale, step back into plank position, palms underneath the shoulders. Hold it there. Breathe well here. Nice. Now we're going to come into a supported side plank. So right knee down, then start to plant the left foot completely down. Left hand reaches up towards the ceiling. Breathe. And that's it. Left palm down, step back into plank position. Left knee down. Have the right heel planted down completely. Right hand reaches up towards the sky. That's it. Come back down onto plank position. Take an inhale in plank. Then as you exhale, downward facing dog. So inverted V shape. Pressing through all 4 corners of your palms. Just allowing that spine to be nice and long. So you don't have to touch the heels down towards the ground. This is your first downward facing dog. You might even want to bend your knees generously so you can actually feel a little bit more in the spine lengthening. Hold it there. As you inhale, ripple the spine forward. As you exhale, same thing. Tailbone up, heels down, downward facing dog. Ripple the spine forward as you inhale. Then as you exhale, hips lifted up high, heels sinking down. 2 more times here. Ripple the spine forward. Exhale, hips up high, heels descending down. Great work. Now stay in downward facing dog. Hold it there. Float the right leg up, 3-legged dog. Right knee to the nose. Shift the weight over your wrist. Right leg up again. You got 2 more times here. Right knee towards your nose. Keep going. Can we shift even further? 1 more time, right leg up. Right knee towards the nose. Listen carefully. Stay here for 1 more extra breath. Then step your foot in between the palms when you're ready. So I like to typically come onto my fingertips so I can actually feel a bit more lifted. If you're dumping your weight and your entire ribs onto your right thigh, I ask that you lift up slightly. You can even use blocks to frame the right foot. Now take a wide, long stance. Maybe right foot, half a step towards the right. So there's a little bit more foundation. 1 more breath in here. Then as you exhale, left knee sinks down. Okay, now from here, you can untuck the left toes. We're going to rise up into a low lunge position. Hold it here. There's a chance, again, you might be bloating the ribs. Hug the ribs in, lengthen through the spine. Now this time, biceps framing the ear, then hold on to opposite elbows. We've done this in the warm-up, yes? Take a moment here, breathe. Now we're going to slowly face towards your right and left. So turn your chest towards your right, come back towards the middle, then slowly towards your left. You're going to start to notice that turning towards your right is going to be a lot more difficult because your right foot is forward, then turning towards your left. Same concept, if I'm standing at the top of your mat, I should be able to see your armpits and also your neck. So try not to have your chin sinking downwards, all right? 1 more time here, facing your chest to the right, come back towards the middle, then face towards your left. Face towards the front. Now reach your arms all the way up. Then as you exhale, cactus your arms. Pull your elbows back, chin slightly lifted as you exhale, rounding the belly in. You got 3 more here. That's it. Now staying in this low lunge is not easy if you are really focusing on balancing through that. So in that sense of balancing, it's not just about stepping your foot down into the mat, but also hugging your inner thighs towards each other. 1 more. Open up through the chest. Exhale, rounding in. Inhale, sweep both arms up. Then as you exhale, plant both palms down onto the ground. Now from here, your left foot, which is the one that I'm moving right now, turn it towards the right side of the mat. So you're going to tuck your toes, and then you're going to float your body up, extend your arms parallel to the ground. So you should be facing towards the long side of the mat on the left, okay? So parallel your arms, stay here. Now, palms facing towards the long side of the mat, not down. You're going to slowly tap your right fingers to the inside of your right foot. Left fingers reaches up. Then come back up again. Can you start to notice that this right knee wants to collapse inwards? You're going to use that energy through your thigh and the outer part of your foot to make sure knee is in line with the right foot. Let's try 4 more times, shall we? So tapping the inside of the right foot, then bring it up. It's okay if you can't touch the ground. You can go with a really small movement like this, then bring it up. Friends who are slightly more flexible, please touch the ground on the inside of the right foot. Then maybe looking up towards your left hand as it reaches up. Good work. Breathe. 2 more here. Nice. Last one. Reaching down to the inside of the right foot. Chest facing forward. Hold it there. Now from here, flip the palms to face down. Straighten the right leg. So I'm going to slowly extend the right foot. And I'm going to plant the outer edge of the right foot onto the mat. Okay? Then when you're ready, left fingers is going to tap the mat. Right fingers reaches up. Then straighten the entire spine again. So the idea is to start to work into the side body. If you're doing something like this, watch first. You're not going to feel much. All you're doing is to move your arms closer towards your left kneecap. If your left knee is starting to be a little bit painful because your mat is very thin, then please use an extra towel to pad it up. Reach a little further. You don't even need to touch the ground. Almost like an aeroplane. That's it. You got 3 more here. Top shoulder doesn't collapse. So if you're doing this, don't move so deep. Go with smaller movements. Now the next time you come down, place your left palm onto the ground. Right fingers reaches up. Now you're going to float the right foot off the ground as well. Okay? So everything is pretty lifted, including your left waistline. So we're not sinking into the shoulder. Everything is quite lifted. Stay there, starting to use those muscles that are supporting you from collapsing down towards the earth. Breathe, nice and easy. Maybe reach your right fingers by the side of your ear to the back of the mat. In 4, in 3, last 2, 5 side crunches, right elbow, right knee. Crunch it in. Extend. That's it. 4, great work. 3 here. Nice. Last 2. Good. 1 more time, crunching in, straighten out, hold it there. In 4, in 3, 2, lower the right foot down, come into a plank position facing towards the back of your mat. Slowly transit, take your time, take an inhale here. As you exhale, downward facing dog. That's it. Now, notice your breath. If your breath is very shallow, take time, take conscious effort to smoothen out that breath. That inhale, maybe 3 counts. That exhale through your mouth, also 3 counts. If you're ready to move on, we're going to float the left leg up. Okay? Here it is, left leg rising up. Then as you exhale, knee towards your nose, crunch it in, shift forward. 2 more here. So every subsequent time you shift forward, try to go a little further. That's it. 1 more here. Try to take your heel closer towards your bum. Hold it for an extra breath in. Then as you exhale, step the foot in between the hands. Rise up to your fingertips, or if you prefer, you can always use blocks. Just like what I'm doing at this point of time. So there's no right or wrong, and it's not a good thing for you to always think that using blocks means that you're an amateur. Because I still use blocks. Breathe well, keep a long stance. Shift the left foot 1 inch towards the left. Find that stable stance. Then right knee comes down. Maybe untuck the toes. I leave it up to you. Rise up. Chest facing towards the back of the mat. Ribs hug it in. There's always a tendency to bloat the ribs. So instead of just dumping everything forward and down, there is a sense of integrating the ribs in towards the midline. So you feel the core. Then as you exhale, we're going to start to cactus your arms. Sorry, arms up again. I forgot the first part. Elbows, hands reaching to opposite elbows. Now stay here. Remember, biceps to frame your head. They're going to face towards your left. Come back towards the middle. Face your right. That's it. Same thing. As you rotate your chest to your left, it is a lot harder than when you face your right. It's okay. It's called a closed twist and an open twist. So chin is not dropping down to your chest. You're still fairly active through engaging your muscles. Nice. And you're still breathing, I hope. 1 more here. 1 to the left, 1 to the right. Next time you inhale, sweep both arms up. Then as you exhale, cactus your arms, elbows beside the shoulders. And inhale, open chest, chin slightly lifted. Exhale, rounding the spine, elbows and your pinky to touch. Got 3 more here. exhale. Last two. Breathe well, please. Exhale. Last one. Exhale. Take an inhale, arms reaching all the way up. Then as you exhale, plant your palms down. Now this time, remove the blocks. Right toes, which is the one that I'm tapping at this point of time, is going to turn towards your left side on the long side. Then you're slowly going to walk yourself up, lifting your torso up, hands parallel. Now stay here, flip your palms to face towards the long side of the mat again, okay? Now shoulders are melting away from the ears, arms are reaching energetically instead of very softly, yes? Left fingers on the inside of the left foot, right fingers up, then come back towards the middle. The same thing applies. I want you to notice how you're rooting into the outer part of your left foot. That left knee points towards the middle toe. It is not collapsing in. So you're doing a side bend. You're going to start to notice that side seams really chiseling. Nicely done. You got 3 more here. Good. Last 2. Last 1. Great work. Hold it up. This time, straighten the left leg. Plant the left foot fully onto the mat. Right fingers down, left fingers up, side bend again. Top shoulder is not collapsing. Don't even need to touch the ground. Hand doesn't come closer towards the outside of your right kneecap. Your bum is lifted away from the right heel. Make sure you're not sitting back this way. Yes. You're not bowing forward. Everything is nice and proud. Great. So your arms should be starting to feel a little bit of, I would say, a workout. Especially if you're reaching them quite energetically in the opposite directions. So remember that two-way relationship, down, up, side to side, sometimes front and back. So once the energy moves in the opposite direction, you're a little bit more stable. The next time the right palm comes down, plant the right palm down. Left fingers up, drag the left heel off the ground. That's it, hold it there. So lifting everything up, including the right waistline, because some of you might be doing this already, sinking in. So I really want you to feel a little bit more lifted. Hold it there, that's it. Stay there, then maybe reaching your left fingers towards the front of the mat this time round. Get ready for 5 side crunches, okay? So you're going to really curl in, squeezing in, then reaching, that's it. Great work. Three, last 2, nice and easy, I hope. Last 1, crunching in, back into extension first, hold it there, just reaching nice and long, feel the energy moving in the opposite directions through your left fingertips, left heel, then plant the left foot down, left palm down, step back into plank position. When you're ready, stay in a plank position. We're going to slowly lower our chest down in 5, but if you need to, you can always drop down to your knees first, okay? Let's go in 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Have your fingers on the outside of the mat, lift the chest up, squeeze your bum, point the toes, slowly plant the belly button, ribs, chest, chin down, nose. Then pushing an imaginary marble forward, lift the chin, lift the chest. That's it. Great. Good work. One more time here. Just lifting up, just slightly higher if you can. Shoulders away from the ears. Then coming down very gently. Now, you're going to plant your palms beside your chest. Then push yourself up again, elbows hugging in. Now, if you can, straighten your elbows, but try not to sink into the shoulders. Shoulders are away from the ears. Maybe if you like to make it slightly easier, walk your hands forward. If your hands are quite close towards your hips, then of course it's going to be a little bit more intense in terms of back bending. Okay, hold it there, looking forward. Take an inhale. Listen, swan dive. Before I go there, first thing to note, squeeze your bum. So the entire spine is actually arched instead of straight, yes. So all I'm going to do is that I'm going to take an inhale through the nose. As I exhale, I reach forward. Bring it up again. Let's go 5 times. Inhale, exhale. Inhale here, exhale. 3 more here. Inhale, exhale. Lift the feet. Bring it down. 2 more. This is your last one here, working the back muscles. Bring it up, slowly melting down to your elbows. Come here into a rest position. Maybe interlace all 10 fingers. Nice and easy breath. Now from here, I'd like you to have your feet slightly closer, tuck your toes under, then lift up into a plank position, forearm plank. Option, stay on your feet, on your toes, or if you're quite naked by now, knees down. Okay? Get ready for this one. We're going to tap the right hip down, left hip down. So I'm going to tap the right hip, bring it up, then left hip. So this is not easy, especially if you're doing this on your toes. So find a way to see whether you might actually want to take the easier option, which is down on your knees. There is still a certain amount of work that is required, even on your knees. So don't always take the hardest option. Hug the ribs in, belly button in. That's it. Good work. Keep going. Bring it up. Nicely done. Last round, one on the right, one on the left. Come into a plank position, hold it there for 4. For 3, squeeze your bum. Last 2. One more, knees down, untuck the toes, push back, child's pose. Great. A full inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Nicely done. The next time you exhale, walk your hands to the right, framing your head in between the biceps. Then come back towards the middle. We're going to change sides. Come back towards the middle. Slowly rise up. We're sending our bum down. We're going to lay on our back. So coming into your abdominal work, just allowing your feet to be hip width apart, hands behind the head. Get yourself ready. You're going to curl yourself up bone by bone. Same thing, everything is sequential. Everything comes down. Keep going like this. Nice. So scooping your belly in, curling yourself up. Slowly, slowly coming down. Nice. You got just a few more here. So you want to make sure that your hands are there to hold the weight of your head, but it's not there to yank yourself up. Because once you yank yourself up and your chin touches your chest, you're kind of creating a little bit too much of a compression in the neck. Three more here. Last 2. One and hold. Hold it up away from the mat. Right leg up to tabletop. This time, right heel on right kneecap. Now you want to purposefully push the right knee away from you. So instead of pointing towards your nose, let it draw away from your body itself or your nose, all right? Then you're going to start to twist towards the right side. Come back towards the middle. Shoulders are still lifted off the mat. Then twisting towards the right. And that's it. This is option 1. Notice how I'm cueing for the shoulders to move towards the right thigh instead of the elbows. So always focus on the shoulders going across the midline of your body. Option 2, come into tiptoes on your left foot. That is going to increase the intensity because your lower abs need to work a little harder with a little bit less support. Option 3, float the left leg up into tabletop. Upper body still twist. Option 4, everything comes closer to each other. Everything moves away from each other. So your choice, option 1, 2, 3, or 4. Keep going for the next 5. Go slow. This is your last one here. Everything in, Hold it there, whatever option you're taking, twisting towards the right. In 3, in 2, last 1. Slowly release, unravel the legs. Nose to chest 5 times. Curl yourself up, no rest here. Uncurl, that's it. 4 more here. Great. 3. Last 2. Nice. 1 and hold, stay up. Ready? Left leg up to tabletop. Left heel on right kneecap. Just shifting that left knee away from you as much as you can. Maybe even flex the left foot if you want to. Then get ready, twisting towards the left side. So right shoulder towards the left knee. It's the shoulder, not the elbow, that I'm leading through. Starting to just work into your side muscles, your obliques. So this is option 1. And you're welcome to stay here, cause it's actually quite intense already. Option 2, come onto right tiptoes. Just making that twist. Option number 3, float the right leg up, tabletop. Option 4, everything in towards each other, everything away. So you decide. We're going to go for 5 more, okay? Last 5. 4, nicely done. 3, 2, last 1. Squeezing it here. Slowly release. Unravel the legs, hands by the side of the hips. Let's go for a simple dynamic counter stretch. So walk your heels in closer towards your bum. Maybe even try and see whether you can brush your fingers against the heels so you know they're close enough. Or a good point to note is that my heels are directly underneath my kneecap. So don't come so close until it's not even underneath, it's too close to my bum already. Okay, so underneath your kneecap, so a stable foundation. Slowly lift the tailbone up first. Now thighs are magnetized towards each other. Then lift the next bone, all the way up towards your shoulders. That's it. Then you're slowly going to melt your upper spine down, mid-spine, lower spine, tailbone. Keep going like this. Yes. Pressing into your big toe, lifting tailbone. Then the next bone, rising up. Opening up through your ribs, your chest, and then next you exhale, melting down. I'm going to add in the arms. When you're ready, lift the hips, reach your arms overhead, palms facing up. Then as you exhale, slowly melting down, hands by the side of your hips. That's it. As you breathe in, lifting tailbone up all the way. Great work. Then as you exhale, slowly melt down. Nicely done. So I love this particular movement, especially towards the end of the class, because I feel that it helps me to ease any tension that may have been created through that consistent contraction of various muscles that I've been using right throughout the class. So the spine is obviously, as you know, one of the most important parts of your body. Any damage to it does actually mean that we can't function properly. So it's always a good idea to work into the muscles that are wrapping a little closer towards the spine. And that's what Pilates does. So as much as it can feel quite uncomfortable at times, always take it with a sense of balancing things out in terms of how much strength or how much you should push yourself as compared to how much you should actually back off. There's no right or wrong. Perhaps only you can be your best teacher, not even me. I'm here to just give suggestions, but you need to feel into your body. Okay, slowly lower down, hold it there. Hug your right knee in towards your chest, straighten your left leg. Nice. We're into the stretch portion already, so you can start to take it easy. But when it comes to stretches, I'd like you to be mindful of the feedback that your body is giving you. Left hand, just taking that right knee across the body, right palm presses down, so you can actually feel a bit more stable through your right shoulders. Maybe pull your left knee, your right knee towards your left armpit. Hold it there. That's it. If you like to, increase the intensity of the stretch. You can always hold on to that left foot, then just straighten to any degree. But this is not compulsory. Friends who are straightening, feel that stretch. Slowly release, step back onto the mat. Straighten the right leg. Bending the left knee in towards the chest. Right hand taking that left knee across the body into its supine twist. Same thing, left shoulder rooted in towards the mat. Then maybe pulling your left knee closer towards your right armpit to feel a little bit more. If you're fairly flexible, if you want to feel a little bit more through your hamstrings, then please grab onto the outer edge of your left foot. Then just kick it away from you to any degree. Again, this is not compulsory, remember. Friends are straightening the leg, feel that stretch through the hamstring and the outer left thigh. Rebend the left knee if your leg is straight, step it onto the ground. Nice, this time hug both knees in, holding on to your shin. Lift the head off the mat, chin towards chest, round the spine as much as you can. Just compress yourself, compact yourself into a tiny ball, then rock a few times, forward and back, forward and back. Keep going. This is rolling like a ball. It's really good for the spine and to get rid of scar tissues as well. Three more here. Last two. Last one, sit all the way up. Hold it up. That's it. Now come into a cross-legged position first. So you want to first and foremost focus on how long the spine can be. So maybe pressing your fingers into the mat. Then just leave it there first. Now step your left foot onto the mat. Lean your body back. Then stack the right heel on your left knee. Then start to just walk your chest towards your shin. Maybe left heel coming closer towards your bum. So feel that nice big stretch through the entire outside of your left knee, of your right kneecap, of your right thigh. If you find this is too much for you, you don't have to do this. You can even lie down on the ground to do this. It will give you the same stretch, but at a lesser intensity. So you decide on which way actually gives you a little bit more of a stretch. You might want to flex your right foot so that it is secured. Again, I love this stretch. It's a great way to lengthen that IT band, which is a connective tissue where a lot of muscles are connecting to. So if you have a very, very, very tight IT band, then it's pulling all the muscles in, and it's hard for you to actually feel, I would say, spaciousness and flexibility as well. So it's a good thing for you to always stretch. Okay, when you're ready, slowly release. We're going to change sides. So you might want to walk the right foot away from you, left foot on the right knee. Then step the right heel in closer to your bum. Send your chest closer towards the shin. Maybe lift your bum, then just come forward. Flex the left foot if you need to, so that locks the ankle in place. Same thing. If you are experiencing pain doing this, you can always lie down on the mat, figure of four. Then have your left hand go through that gap between the thighs. Then interlace hands behind the right thigh. For those who are lying down, you know what I mean. In case there was a bit too much cues for you, too many cues. Feel that stretch. Slowly releasing. Now from here, we're going to start to straighten the left leg. Step the right foot in. Flex the left toes up towards the ceiling. Face your chest towards your left foot, then slowly walk your way down. If this is your maximum, just stay here. There is no reason why you should be going any further. I like to see the left leg straight instead of bent. So you might even want to focus on pushing that back of the kneecap a little bit more towards the ground, but don't go to a point where it's super hyperextended. Then flex the toes towards your forehead. Friends who are a little bit more flexible, go ahead, grab onto your foot on the inside and outside. Then using that grab of your foot, starting to allow the chest to open forward instead of rounding down. Breathe well. Slowly release. We're going to change sides, straighten right foot, left heel into the inner right thigh, flex the toes up towards the ceiling, facing towards your right foot, come down, holding on to any part of that right leg. Then if you can, face the chest forward. Just engaging and pushing the back of that right kneecap a little closer down towards the earth. But don't hyperextend. Okay, slowly roll up. So facing in any direction, you just need to listen to my cues. We're coming towards the last part of the class. So coming into a seated position, cross-legged. If you need to, you can always place a block underneath your bum if that helps you to lengthen your spine, because when you're slightly lifted, quite likely your knees can actually point down. If I remove the block, you will notice that my knees will pop up slightly. Yes? So if you feel that this helps you, go ahead, take a block, sit on it, then lengthen through the spine. Just feeling that spaciousness as you inhale. Taking a few moments to notice that after every workout session, everything gets a little looser. Your shoulders, your hips, it's a great sensation instead of everything being compressed. So it pays to really work out on a daily basis. It doesn't have to be intense. Inhale, sweep both arms up. Then as you exhale, hold on to opposite elbow. Same thing. Looking forward, we're going to face towards the right, come back towards the middle, facing towards the left. Keep going like this. Face towards the right, come back towards the middle, then to your left. So notice any difference in the way that you feel doing the same movement in just different formats. So the first one we did was when we're standing. Second one that we did was in a low lunge. Right now we're in a seated position. Does it feel slightly more mobile and easy? Facing forward, sweep both arms all the way up. Then as you exhale, right hand down, left fingers reaching towards the right side, right shoulder melted away from the ears, straighten the top arm by the side of the ear instead of having it collapse in front of your face. So starting to maybe walk your fingers away from you, lower the elbows down, just allowing that left butt cheek to maybe ground into the mat a little bit more. Feel that side stretch, fan open that left rib cage. Nice. As you inhale, both arms up. Then as you exhale, change sides. Left hand down, right hand reaches towards the left side. Maybe walking your hands away from you, bending the elbows, just reaching nice and long. Hold it there. That's it. So if the top elbow is quite bent, can I invite you to kind of lengthen it out a little bit more? But don't go crazy to a point that you feel a lot of pain. Achy sensations, stretches are fine. Just feeling that through the armpit as well. Take an inhale, both arms up. Then as you exhale, take a twist towards your right. Left hand can be on the small of your spine, especially if you're seated on the block. If you're not, you might want to press your left fingers into the mat so you can actually sit a little taller. Then spiral your heart towards the right. Inhale, face forward, both arms up. Then as you exhale, take a twist to your left. I love twists, as you can tell from all my sessions. I always include it in. And that's because it's a great way to detox the body as well, to allow a natural, I would say, mobility of your spine to rotate from side to side. Both arms all the way up. 3 breaths, we are done, all right? Let's go for it. 3, inhale through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. 2 more here. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Last one here. Take a deep, deep breath in through your nose. Then exhale out through your mouth. Great work, guys. Thank you so much for joining me a day before National Day. If you want to, you can watch the celebrations here as well. I think it's starting at 5 all the way to 1 a.m. And I hope to, well, maybe see some of you in physical classes real soon. Be safe and stay healthy always. Enjoy your weekend, everyone.